Okay, next, this one's probably the most important, and it's how we measure how hard to push. So a lot of times I get questions, especially online, of like, how do I know how much weight to use, how many reps to do? I mean, obviously I give you a rep range, but how do I know what weights to pick up for that rep range? And I use something, it's like a scale called RPE. What the hell is an RPE? It means it stands for rate of perceived exertion. So how hard does this weight feel when I'm doing the given amount of reps? My challenge to you is to always stay in about a 7 to 8 RPE. What this means, 7 typically feels like, on a scale of 1 to 10, okay? 7 usually feels like, okay, I could have done, if I did, let's say 8 reps of a goblet squat. That last 8th rep felt pretty difficult, but it felt like I could have probably done 10 reps, but that 10th rep would have been extremely difficult, maybe even almost to failure. So I want you, that's pretty difficult, right? We're pushing pretty hard. Now, obviously this is not including if you're pregnant, freshly postpartum, if you have injuries with specific exercises, you feel certain pain. Things shouldn't hurt in a painful way. Not obviously muscular, if you're pushing and it burns, that's a little bit different. But if you have an injury or something, obviously this is going to be, we're not going to use the same RPE, okay? So if you have, let's say, a shoulder injury or a knee injury, we're probably not gonna go and do super freaking heavy push press right out the gate if my shoulder's a little bit tweaked and it hurts the first 2 reps, okay? Then I don't want you picking up the 40-pound dumbbell. Go down, use maybe a 15-pound dumbbell, get a feel for it, see where we're at. Is it pain-free? Okay, cool, now we can start pushing a little bit. So obviously that's a disclaimer. If you're injured, if you're fresh postpartum, if you're one of my pregnant clients, we're not using the same scale here. And it is important that when we're using this RPE scale, we're paying attention to any tweaks or aches or weird feelings that we have during each exercise. But for the healthy, we're feeling good, we're pushing hard, typically I want you to aim for a 7 to 8 RPE scale. So we're not, unless I specify in your rep comments, typically we're aiming for 7 to 8 RPE. Sometimes we might max out. If I say that we're doing push-ups but you're maxing out reps, that means we're going until absolute failure. So your last rep should look like you're literally failing. You can't do the last rep. You end up having to like completely stop. That is till failure. And that's the 10 on a scale of 1 to 10 RPE. 10 is all the way to failure. You can't complete the last rep because you maxed out, okay? So that's what I want you to think about when you're wondering, what weight should I pick up? If you are doing let's say a row, okay? And you're figuring out which weight to do. Maybe last week you hit 35 pounds on the row for 8 reps. So you start with 35, but you're like, man, the 8th rep was pretty easy. Like I felt like I could have done 5 more. If you feel like you can do 5 more reps of something, the weight is too light, okay? Again, unless you're injured. So that's another thing to think about is, okay, could I have done 5 more? Am I needing rest in between my sets, or do I feel like this is just so easy? Like I could just keep going forever. The weight's too light if you feel like you can go forever, okay? So another thing I like to, an outward cue I like to think about is making funny faces. If you're doing your goblet squat and you're like, on that last rep, it's probably a good weight for you to stay at. If you're making funny faces, if you're like contorting, right? We're probably pushing pretty hard. If you're like doing your reps, you're able to hum around and whatever, like probably not heavy enough, okay? So when you're deciding what weights to use, where to start, that's what I want you to think about. Now, another disclaimer, if you're a beginner lifter, if you're just now learning how to lift, or if you're not a beginner, but you've never done a specific move before, and you're learning it for the very first time, that's not the time to push super freaking hard, okay? That's the time to grab the 10-pound weight or do it body weight, get the movement mechanics down. Make sure that you don't have any questions over the movement. Feel really good, feel confident in it, and then we start pushing the weight. One thing that this program offers is form video feedback. I know it can be intimidating and scary to film yourself lifting, especially if it's something you've not done before and you feel like you might look stupid. Trust me, I look stupid all the time trying new freaking athletic moves that I've not done before. I feel stupid, I film it, I watch it back, I look stupid, in my opinion, and I still do it. Because that's the only way you're going to get better, you're going to get stronger, and you're going to increase your athleticism and overall movement mechanics throughout the day. So I do want to challenge you to video your lifts, and I want to really challenge you to send them to me. Now, there's the group chat. You can post it in the group chat, and I will go through the form feedback, and it will help everyone in that chat. So you're not just helping yourself, you're actually helping everyone else. They're probably, most of the time, I see the same movement mechanic problems in most of my clients. We don't know how to hinge properly, or we're bending the spine in the wrong section of the lift, or whatever it is. Okay, I see a lot of the same common mistakes. So first of all, you're not stupid or whatever if you make a mistake or you're not doing it perfect the first time. But also, again, you're probably not the only one doing this specific thing, and someone else who might be more newer to lifting than you, or they might be scared to post their video on the group chat. They might see yours, and first of all, it might give them the confidence to also post their videos. It also might help them see that what they're doing is maybe similar to your mistake that you were doing or whatever. Anyways, all that to say, every Friday, I'm going to send in a form feedback video. I mean, not a video, an opening to send your videos. You can post them in the group chat, and I'm going to go through them and give you form feedback. Again, not mandatory, not required, but it will help you get stronger, move better, and just the growth curve is going to go a little bit faster for you than someone who's not posting their videos. So something to think of, something to consider, and you really will. It helps a ton, and it's not, I'm here to make you feel safe, heard, and get stronger, right? I'm here to help you improve. So post your videos, and I will be waiting for them, okay? Again, if you have any questions, if this is unclear, if you have anything at all, post in the group chat, tag me so I see it and I get the notification, and then we'll move forward from there. All right, guys.